Hey, what's up, pilots? One of my best friends that I've known for 20 or so years now just got married this weekend. When I first started FPV was actually when I think they got engaged. And one of the things that I said back then was just like, it'd be so awesome if I could like fly for you. That's when it hit me again and I remembered. So then I actually asked him like, hey, if we got time, like I would love to capture quick footage of you and Cam. I got a fun shot lined up where you would be walking with his wife, holding hands, and then I'd come in from up high above and swoop through your hand-holding gap. Then I'd quickly turn around and face you while drifting backwards, and at that moment you can kiss, look at each other, do something as I drift backwards, and then I would slow it down in post to give it that magical feel, right? And yeah, I had the intention of creating it in a short format and something that they can like post and keep as a memory. To my surprise, he actually agreed to it. So we were also practicing for a surprise dance, him doing dancing and us as the backup dancers. So we were getting together, and on the last practice, then I've got to do some test runs with like the shot that I had in mind, right? I had him holding one of the other groomsmen's hands and kind of simulating the shots so that I could get some practice and see how small that gap was. And so for the whole time practicing, like I was using drone that I have with the 04 air unit, which is what I was going to use to capture this. And I have my Flybe 20, which is open prop. I had this in mind because it would be more resilient against any wind that I might encounter, and just being 2S just give me like enough power to do anything I want, right? Yeah, I was getting pretty excited. So excited that I also let the bride know, because I need to get her consent as well, right? Because she's a part of the shot. And when I showed her the drone, like that's when the idea got immediately axed, or not immediately, but just she raised some valid concerns. So I'll be having my dress on. Yeah, how's that gonna work with the open props and all? And like, is there, what if you screw up? Yeah, I kind of gave up on it for like a couple of days and didn't think I would actually go ahead and do it. But my Air 65 like recently broke. I did have a spare 04 unit laying around, and I used to fly the Meteor 65 Pro with the 04 air unit, so I still have that matrix board that supports a digital VTX system. And with 1 day left to go before the wedding itself, I just got got my hands dirty and swapped out the motors from the broken Air 65 unit, moved it over to the Meteor 65 Pro frame that I had, and just put this sucker together. Went outside, tested it out, see how it could handle. It didn't fare that well in the winds, and also there was some jello, but the footage was good enough, so I thought this could work. And it's in white too, so it's prepared for the occasion. I brought this along when we were going to do photos, and just trying to see if there was an opportunity to do it. I would have been good without doing it as well, but we found a moment after all the photos were done of the bride and groom and the entourage, and there was a brief like 15 minutes left before we were about to head onto the bus. And that's when my buddy said, hey, like, let's get the shot, because he actually really wanted it too, since he saw what we were able to accomplish inside the gym since I sent it to everyone. And so I think we did it, boys. Here's the shot. Let me know what you think below. But my first project ever